Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining the show today. My first guest is a man I met in September of 2018 at Sun River Resort in Oregon when I was there for an event with Town Toyota. They sponsor the Don't Wait Project tour. He was the entertainment for the evening. He performed his magician talents and shared his story throughout his performance. So I approached him and I asked him if he'd consider letting me do an interview with him the next day. That's one of the things I love about doing this show. I meet someone interesting, and if they're willing to share their story, I can pull out my cell phone and have a chat and then share it here with you. Enjoy. Let's talk about, I met you last night. You
Right.
performed.
Oh, we had a great time.
Yeah, we're here in Sun River, and you do this for a living.
Yes, ma'am.
Travel the country.
Well, I travel as much as I can, and yeah, I travel a little bit.
Tell us what you do.
I do close-up sleight of hand magic, and have a lot of fun doing it.
So last night the kids were just going crazy.
So cute. It was an ideal situation. They had 50 seats out of the 350 people that were there, and they put them all right in front of the stage in those nice little white chairs, and they were really a great audience. They were so much fun.
The little girl who couldn't take her eyes off that rabbit when she was assisting you. It's adorable. Yeah, I got some footage of that last night. So you do these tricks, and someone was telling me that you have an idea for a trick, and it might take you a couple of years to actually perform it. Tell me about your process.
Well, I
without telling us any secrets.
Sure. That's one of the practices I developed. I have a lecture that I present to other magicians called Expressions of a World Champion Magician. And one of the things in that I talk about is practice techniques. So I exhaust all the practice techniques that they tell me about. I ask them to tell me about the practice techniques, and then I tell them several more that they haven't thought of. And one of them is to practice what we call cold practice. One of the tricks I wanted to learn was very difficult unless you warm up, but you don't always get a chance to warm up. So I put 2 coins, which I used in the trick, in my living room and in my kitchen and in my dining room and by the door and all different places in my house, and then I just practiced it. Once I learned it, I practiced it one time. If I didn't get it, I'd wait for a while and go to the next station or back to the same and try it again. And that's one of the ways I learned some of the sleight of hand tricks that took some of them up to 4 years.
And so you don't perform it till you know you get it every time the first time, obviously.
That's so helpful.
And it takes a long time.
Yeah, oh, it sure does.
So tell me about your lifestyle. Are you retired? Do you do this full time?
I've done magic full time always. I worked my way through college. I geared my education toward a career in magic, but I got interested when I was just a baby when my grandpa hid a coin from me, and I learned my first card trick when I was 4. Joined a magic club, and I saw 2 guys from my little Youngstown, Ohio magic club in a national competition, and I thought that was so cool. And so that was when I decided I was going to go from Ohio to California to be in a magic contest. And that was my goal, to be in the contest. And they told me after I performed in the contest that I was going to win, and I said, no, I was just here to be in the contest, and I won. I didn't even try to win. And
so maybe you didn't know how good you were, or you just, that wasn't the goal?
That wasn't the goal. I mean, I loved doing magic. I always loved doing it. And I knew that God put me on earth to do magic. But when I had interest in music and in the ministry, but I was in an organization with other magicians called the Fellowship of Christian Magicians, and most of them were pastors that used magic as a lesson. But one of them said, well, what are you going to do when you grow up? And I said, oh, I'm going to, because I was a teenager when I joined that club, like 14 or 15. And they said, well, I'm going to do music or magic or maybe ministry. And they said, you should do what God wants you to do. And I said, that's right. And I said, how do I know what that is? And they said, pray about it and think about it. And so I did. And I was winning the magic contest and didn't even try to win it, where I saw other pastors that knew everything about the Bible and I didn't know that much. And I saw other musicians that were fantastic, and I was okay, but that's when I decided my senior year of high school that I was going to pursue magic with all my heart. And I didn't take any music or any ministry classes in college. I geared my education toward a career in magic. And
how do you do that at college? Gear your
studied
education?
Theater and psychology. and worked my way through college performing magic. And I've done it ever since.
And so we're in Sun River, Oregon, as we mentioned. Where do you go today?
Today we're flying back to LA, and then I have a grad night tonight at 11 o'clock. It's from 11 to 3 in the morning. It'll be a lot of fun.
My son, they had a magician at his grad night, and they had the same one every year where we live in Wenatchee, and it's like the big reason the kids like to go to the party. Yeah, so you guys really do a lot of great stuff for kids.
I just performed my 19th year in a row at San Marino High School up by Pasadena. So.
Very cool. Well, and the adults loved you too. I mean, you got a standing ovation, and I was sitting in the back, and people were just looking at each other like, how did he do that? And what just happened? And yeah, and then
super audience. I really enjoyed. The conditions were great too. This is a beautiful resort.
Right.
And the people that work here do such a good job.
It's a great way to make a living.
It really is.
That's the thing, the saying, find something you love, figure out how to get paid for it, and not end up hating what you do, right?
Right.
So
well, when people ask me how long I've been doing it, I say since conception, because I really feel I was put on earth to do magic.
Well, I want to thank you for letting me interview you. This is a really cool thing, part of my life. If I find somebody who has an interesting story, I get to say, hey, will you talk to me on camera?
You keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for joining me, and have a great, safe trip back home.
Thank you so much.
I am so excited for my two guests today. If you follow me on Facebook, I've shared this video at least 3 times the first week I saw it, and a couple times the next week, because it just made me so happy to watch it. So now I want to introduce to you Lori and Anelise. They are taking Facebook by storm with their wonderful singing and their nice message of hope during this difficult time. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yeah. I'm so excited to meet both of you. Thank you, Lori, for agreeing to come on the show, and Anelise. Where are you guys at? Where in the country do you live?
We're in Massachusetts. Yep,
Okay.
just out of Boston.
So tell me a little bit, Anelise, do you realize how many people have been watching your videos?
I didn't realize that. I don't realize that. Probably 1,000 right now. Well, I mean, she didn't initially, we didn't expect it because it was such a spontaneous thing. And it just, within a matter of weeks, I think it's up to like 8.7 million now. And I just thought to myself, had I known, I might have taken a shower that day.
Well,
it's not about me.
You can't plan these things.
You really can't.
We tried to make sure everyone saw it. You can't plan these things. So it's just exactly organically how it's supposed to happen.
Right.
So Anelise, tell me, how long have you been singing?
I've been singing for a long time. I sang when I was 0. I sang when I was 0 when I was very little.
Yes. Well, you have a beautiful voice, and I am envious of it because I do not. Some people can sing and some people, so I'll tell you a funny story. When my son was little, he was riding in the backseat of the car. He was about 5 years old, and he was singing to the radio, and I said, "Oh, Hunter, you sound just like Mommy." And he said, "Thanks, Mom." And then he kind of sat there a minute. He's like, "Wait a minute," because he knew I didn't sing. He thought that was a compliment, but it kind of was. That's our big joke. So, so you're musical, Lori?
Yes, I'm a professional musician, and Anelise was just born singing. Has always been passionate about music. That is when she lives her highest joy, both of us, when we're creating music and sharing it to connect with others.
So that's what you decided to do through this, through the sheltering in and the COVID experience that we're all going through. You decided, let's just start recording. How did that all happen?
Well, we sing together anyway, and we saw that a lot of people were sharing their videos, and we just said, what the heck, let's give it a go. And my duo partner and life partner, Fred Abatelli, and I were playing, and we often support Anelise together, and we decided to just spontaneously put one out there, and people were responding so positively, how it made their day, how it made them forget their worries, and we just kept going, and then we started getting a giant list of requests, right?
Yeah, a lot of requests of like different songs, and then like people all over the world started reaching out.
All over the world, yes. Writing to Anelise at what a bright light she has been during this time for them, and how she's very inspiring, and we're very passionate about inclusion and having no limits. And Anelise is an example of that to so many. She's really making an impact.
And I'm also passionate about inclusion. Also, I do Best Buddies. So I do Best Buddies. I'm in a club called Best Buddies, and help. And it's also with inclusion too.
So what are the kind of the things you do with your Best Buddy program?
I think so. Best Buddies is like a club like inside or out of school. So we do like we do like ambassador training. We do ambassador training. We do the jobs program, and Best Buddies helps with like people with identical and disabilities. So it's like everyone's like so nice, and they help everyone like get ready for their life outside.
Yes, and if I can piggyback on that, Best Buddies International is a fantastic, amazing group. It supports people with developmental differences and intellectual disabilities for social and job training and just a myriad of amazing programs. So Anelise is an ambassador for this amazing program, and she actually just recorded some videos to be at their international conference. So as an ambassador, just again to show that it doesn't matter if you have learning differences, we all do, and you can still live your dream, right, Pal?
Yep. And even though I do have one, I'm still not giving up. I'm still not giving up.
No, your Anelise's gifts are unique and wonderful, and we celebrate the person that she is.
And you know what, Anelise, so many people go through different hardships in life or have different challenges to face. And so even if it's someone who is watching you sing and learning your story who doesn't have a learning disability but has another challenge, they look at you, I look at you and think, well, if Anelise can do it, I can do it, and the next person can do it. So you're doing a wonderful job at helping people see that everything can be okay again.
Yes, you got it. I mean, that's exactly what people are saying. You're hit it right on the head, and we just never anticipated, because we're just regular folks living a regular life. And but Anelise, another amazing thing she has done is she is the founder of the first and only non-competitive music club at her high school that everyone is celebrated who loves music. The only rule is kindness. And
you don't have to audition for it.
There's no auditions. It's the only one. We don't compete. We are collaborative, not competitive. And by default, I am the music director because that was convenient, but Anelise is the founder, and it was her idea, and it's been going strong for 3 years now, and it's just an amazing, very high vibration activity that everybody is just loving all over the community.
So Lori, what is it like for you then to help your daughter bring all of these dreams to fruition?
Well, I think I'm just like a little catalyst in the background who happens to have some skill set that is appropriate for what she wants to do. So, I mean, it's really a blessing, because if she was wanting to be a soccer star, I really would be lost.
I would not want to be one.
Thank you for that. But it's just, that's how the stars aligned, and I consider it a blessing and it's a very humble offering. I just am able to support her and to help her reach her potential.
Yes. Well, Anelise, I know you agreed to sing for us today for just a bit. What are you going to sing?
I'm gonna sing a song from a Broadway musical, Dear Evan Hansen. You Will Be Found.
Okay.
You will be found.
Okay, so we're gonna listen to Anelise sing, and so happy to have you on the show. We're gonna go to break after this, and we'll play one of your videos as well.
Oh,
and I just want to thank you for coming on here, and you're going to inspire so many people. So thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you for having.
You're welcome. Go ahead when you're ready.
Go for it.
Thank you. Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? So let that lonely feeling wash away. Baby, there's no reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand where you can reach out your hand. Oh, someone will come running, and I know I'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So that the sun comes streaming in, you'll reach up and rise again. If you only look around, you will be found.
Yay! So good. You did such a good job. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show. We're going to say goodbye, but stick around for a second because I want to take a picture when we're done with the interview, okay?
Oh,
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed meeting Anelise and her mother, Lori, as much as I did. How could you not? When I first saw Anelise singing on a Facebook video that was shared millions of times, I just felt like her whole face lit up the screen and her smile made me happy for the rest of the day. So I shared it a few days in a row, and I'm sure that's what a lot of people did. That's how things go viral. Makes us feel good inside. Hopefully, the positive side of life these days. I wanted to play the song that I first heard when she sang What a Wonderful World, and her mom gave us permission to use any of the videos on their YouTube channel. So I couldn't choose one. And I decided, let's just give Anelise a whole segment of her joy and smile and talent to share with the audience. Take a minute, take a listen, just relax and feel the joy she's trying to spread.
okay. Happy Thursday, everybody. I see trees are green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies are blue and clouds are white. The bright blessed day, the dark secret night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, so on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They know much more than I'll never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Happy Saturday, thanks for the love. 1,